Hello, everyone. Hope you guys had a great week. Today, this episode is airing on February 1st. So I thought it would be a really great idea to talk about how your January went. A lot of people did dry January, and I want to look at that, talk about dry January, and talk about where to go from here, how to move forward, still controlling your drinking. Some of you didn't do dry January, but you can still just think about if you were trying to drink less, what you were doing and how it worked for you and where you are now and what you want to continue doing or start doing. So we're going to evaluate how January went. If you were doing a dry January, what that typically means is you were restricting yourself from alcohol for the whole month. And to do that, some of you may have hidden the alcohol, not brought any more into the house. Maybe you even restricted the social plans you made because you didn't want to be out at a bar, at a restaurant, or with other people who were drinking. You thought that that would be challenging for you. You wanted to make it easier for you, so you didn't even make plans. And then we are counting down the days. Counting down each day that you didn't drink, feeling good about that, and looking forward to February 1st when you can drink again. So some good things about that process are, number one, you get to see physically how you feel when you're not drinking. So you're able to wake up without a hangover, wake up without feeling, tired and maybe foggy or have a headache. You just have more energy. So you get that. You also get the feeling of being proud of yourself if you've been trying not to drink and struggling with this and you actually aren't drinking and you've gone days, weeks, and the whole month. That's something to be proud of. So that's all great. It also helps you break habits that you may have or connections with triggers. Like for me, I used to get all the ingredients out to make dinner, and that would trigger me to also pour a glass of wine. So I would be making dinner and I would be having this glass of wine. And then with dinner, we would have another glass of wine. Just like you may have people that you're used to drinking with. There could be a certain time of day, a certain place. So taking the month off also can help you break that habit. But what that approach doesn't do is deal with why you were struggling in the first place. So what happens a lot is people go through the whole month without drinking, whether it's January, or I have people tell me, I was pregnant and I didn't drink for 9 months, or I didn't drink for Lent, or whatever it is. They didn't drink for a certain amount of time. They felt really good about it. It proved to them that they were able to do it, but then they went back to drinking what they were before, or eventually got back to that. So it doesn't solve the root problem. You're only restricting yourself from something that you still want to do. And then when you have the opportunity to do it, you go back to doing it. So I want you to think about what worked for you in dry January or whatever you were doing in January. And we want to look at if we're going to continue doing that. So what worked for you may have been hiding the alcohol and not getting together with people. Well, that's probably not something that you want to continue doing, right? The goal is to not just keep yourself locked in your house without alcohol the rest of your life. You want to get to a point where you feel good about getting together with people and either not drinking anything or only having, 1 drink or 2 drinks, whatever your goal is, not having it be an issue, feeling in control, feeling like it's not a big deal. So what things worked and did not work for you over January? So I want you to make a list of that. What things worked in one column, what things didn't work in another one, and then go through what worked and say, are these things that are going to work for me going forward. Again, restricting yourself forever is not going to feel good. But maybe you replaced drinking or times of, day situations with other things, with other healthy habits. Maybe instead of just coming home and having a drink right after work, you came home and that's when you worked out. Or maybe that's when you called your friend or parent, or maybe that's when you connected with your kid, did homework with your kid. So maybe you made changes that worked, that you think are beneficial to you going forward, and you want to continue that. So those are all examples of things that would be really great to continue working on. So now what happens? Now it's February 1st, and you're ready to drink again. What do? If you used those techniques that you don't think are going to help you going forward, now what? So my recommendation to you is what I tell people, my approach always is when I work with people, and it's what I did to stop drinking for myself. We want to start with looking at our thoughts around drinking. Why are we drinking? What are we thinking that drinking is doing for us? So the typical answers are going to be, it helps me relax, it's fun, everyone's doing it. I'll feel left out if I'm not doing it. I'll feel like other people are having more fun. The fun will end if I don't drink. So making a list of all of these things. Then you're making a list of the negative effects it's having on you. And that's going to help you long-term be thinking about in the morning, I don't want to feel crappy in the morning physically. I don't want to be beating myself up for having drank more than I wanted. I don't want to feel anxiety about things I might have done or said the night before. I want to get out of this cycle of telling myself I'm going to cut back and then drinking more than I want and beating myself up over and over and over again. So you have that list of negative things, and that's what's really propelling you to want to cut back. But at the same time, you have this list of things that you think alcohol helps you do in a positive way. It makes things more fun. It makes you feel more relaxed. It makes you happier, whatever it is. So that's why you have this struggle, because you have these negative things, but you also have all these positive things. And in the moment that you're having the urge and the desire for the alcohol, the positive things are the ones that are right in your face. That's a thing that alcohol is going to give you right away. Avoiding those negative things is something in the future. And so that's a little harder to think about with urgency, right? We're looking right now. Right now we want to relax. Right now we want to de-stress. We want to have fun. We want to do what everyone else is doing. So there's that stronger pull in the moment. So we want to look at these thoughts. We want to question these thoughts. Does drinking really do these things I'm saying it does? Is drinking really a reward? Well, you could argue that a reward would be something that makes you feel great longer term, that makes you be able to wake up in a few hours feeling better, that makes you be able to feel good about yourself, not beat yourself up, feel good through the week. So is it really a reward? Questioning your thoughts and then deciding what thoughts, even if they seem true to you, even if you really believe that it would be more fun to have a drink, questioning, is that working for you? And it seems like pretty obviously it's not. It's not serving you in your overall life because you're at this point when you're struggling with this. So deciding what thoughts that you want to be focusing on. So focusing on the fact that you think drinking is more fun, even if you believe it's true, it's not serving you. It's not helping you right now. So what else can we be focusing on? What else can you be doing? How can you replace your actions and your thoughts around alcohol. So that's what we want to dig into. Becoming aware of all of this and realizing that drinking is not just something that happens to you. It's not something that happens because you're in a certain place, just because you're in a bar, just because you're with certain people. There's always a thought that you have and a decision you make to have the drink. It may seem automatic, it may seem like you don't have control over it, but part of this work is realizing you do, which may be scary because it's hard to take responsibility for this, but at the same time, it's great. It's great that you have that control, you have the power, you can decide to change your thoughts and you can change your actions. And this is work. It's not easy. I've done it. I help people do it every day, but if you think about the way you feel now in this struggle and think about the work you need to do to get to the other side of it and be released from the struggle, be released from all the negative thoughts and the self-loathing, beating yourself up, to get on the other side of it and feel good and have alcohol not be something that's torturing you, is the work worth it? That's what you have to decide. I would argue it 100% is, because I've done it and I know what it's like on the other side, and I've seen other people do the same thing. And no one I know regrets doing the work to get to where they are. Everyone is so happy they did. They say that it's hard, but it is amazing to be on the other side of it and know that you can do something that you think seems impossible, but I promise you it's not. And it doesn't matter how many times you've tried before and haven't been able to do it. You can use a different strategy now, have different thoughts now, change your actions now, and change your future going forward. I know you can do it. So I have a freebie for you. I have the links in the show notes where each day for a week, you're going to get some questions to think about. So this is what I'm talking about with becoming aware of the thoughts that you have. This is really where you start and the foundation of taking control of your drinking long term. So look for that. You can sign up for the free emails. You'll get an email every day with some of these questions to be asking yourself. All right, you guys, have a great week and looking forward to more success in February. Please reach out to me if you have any questions or just want to connect. All right, guys, have a great week. Bye.